Hey guys, I hope you can hear me okay. I've got all the fans and ACs running in here because it's a little warm. All right, here it is. I'm struggling with this week's video. I'm making boozy popsicles. That's the plan, but I don't know how it's gonna work out because I've had some crumbly ones, some icy ones, some separated ones. I'm a little nervous because tomorrow we are filming, so nothing else will be good television. Welcome back, friends. It's Anders. Today, we are making boozy popsicles. Well, popsicles, and some of them are gonna be boozy. Full disclosure, I don't really know how this video is gonna turn out. I remember when I was a kid, I used to take orange juice, pour it into a popsicle mold, let it freeze. It never made a good popsicle, and apparently my popsicle skills have not advanced since then. Making popsicles is really difficult, especially when you add booze to it. So we're gonna talk about this. I learned a lot. As you know, popsicles take time, and I'm out of time. So today I'm gonna show you the recipes that I've settled on after much failure. So we are gonna taste it live here in front of all of you, and I really hope that it's delicious.
Whoa, what the heck?
We're making 3 popsicles. The first is non-alcoholic, it's an Arnold Palmer. The second is a Painkiller, and the third one is a completely original recipe of mine. I'm calling the Mango Pisco Basil, no, that's not what I want to call it. I want to call it something else. The Mango-Basil Pisco Pop. That has a nice ring to it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more sips, tips, and recipes, and let's go make some boozy popsicles. To the bar. Ooh, zing, boom, yeah, all right, here we go. Welcome everybody to my table. Today's video is sponsored by Thrive Market. Thrive Market is an online grocery store that delivers groceries to you right at your doorstep, and that's what they do. That sums it up right there. There are a few things I really like about Thrive Market. Number one, there's no line. It's never busy when you're shopping online. That should come as no surprise, but there are a few things that might come as a surprise to you. Number one is all of their products are vetted. They've restricted over 1,000 questionable ingredients from their products on their site. So you don't have to go reading all the labels. I mean, you can if you want to, but you know that everything that is in your food is actually real food stuff. The other thing I love about Thrive Market is the savings. I am a guy who likes to save money. And if you like to save money, then welcome to the club. Thrive Market guarantees the lowest price on all of their products. In fact, they even price match. On average, I save $50 an order. That's a lot of savings. In fact, I got some great bargains today that I want to share with you. So let's dive right in and let's see what's in the box, shall we? Check this out. Rouse. Rouse is a bougie tomato sauce. If you go anywhere else, you're gonna find a bottle half this size for more than this cost me. So let me just show you a few quick things. Maple syrup, I always get maple syrup. Same with the pumpkin, I get that from my dog's poops. Goodles, because it was good. Last time I got goodles of noodles and it was really goodle. Also, this Smash Foods jam. I got a really large jar this time. Speaking of fruity things, fruit gummies, mango and blueberry, good combo. I'm not the kind of guy that goes out and gets fruit gummies, but I do like them when I put them in my mouth. When I eat them, I do like fruit gummies. They are tasty. Speaking of even more natural fruit gummies, I got these organic goji berries, Thrive Market brand. Supposed to be really healthy. Never purchased them myself. Look at this, huh? Oh, they're good. I had to get a potato chip for snacking. These are in tube form, the healthier, less questionable version of the more popular tube form potato chips. Rhymes with Ringles. Oh, and steel cut oats. Speaking of healthy, right? Steel cut oats. I got nothing else to say about steel cut oats. If you too would like to upgrade your pantry, save a little money, click on the link down below or head to thrivemarket.com/AndersErickson and get 30% off your first order and a free gift when you sign up for Thrive Market today. Thanks, Thrive Market. Onto the film. Popsicles are deceptively hard to make. Let me tell you what I did wrong and the lessons that I learned. First of all, if you're using alcohol, you need to take into account the ratio of alcohol to other stuff in the popsicle. Secondly, sugar content. Thirdly, emulsifiers. And fourthly, stabilizers. And number 5, the speed at which you freeze your popsicles. These are all things that professional popsicle makers already know. But as a novice, I had to learn along the way. The first thing I did do a little research on was the alcohol content. And I know that alcohol is gonna throw off how that popsicle freezes. More or less, I learned that you want a 1-to-4 ratio, booze to mixer, in the popsicle if you're using a lower proof spirit, like a liqueur. However, the ideas that I had in mind, I wanted to use higher proof spirits. So for that, I read a good rule of thumb is like 1 to 5. I erred on the side of caution and went with 1 to 6 because I wanted to ensure that these popsicles froze, and I'm not looking to get wasted from these popsicles. In fact, the alcohol is more of an afterthought. I just wanted a good popsicle. I mean, making a normal popsicle without alcohol is hard enough. In fact, that's where I started. I started with an NA popsicle. I had an idea that I was going to freeze an Arnold Palmer, lemonade and iced tea, freeze that up, and you got yourself a nice popsicle, right? That's what I had in mind. And let me tell you something, that was not a good popsicle. It was super icy, very dense, very hard, especially at the base of the popsicle, and it tasted like an ice cube. It tasted like water. And there was some separation in there. Like the tea somehow coagulated. No, it formed a little mass that wasn't good. There was no sweetness. It was bitter. It was crumbly. It was gross. Then I made a Painkiller popsicle, and that one was even worse. That had true separation. The end of the popsicle had no pigmentation because I think it was just water, and everything else kind of floated to the top. I had cream of coconut in there, which has fat, and that kind of separated from it was just not good. Not good at all. Texture, crumbly. It didn't hold together at all. And then the third one, my original recipe, that one fared a little bit better, but it tasted awful. It was completely out of balance. In fact, all of these, if I'm being honest, were very unbalanced. And that was the first thing that I learned was that popsicles require more sugar than you would expect. I think I ended up tripling the sugar in these things. But then I learned about stabilizers and emulsifiers, and the fact that like the Painkiller had fat in it and juice in it that it wanted to separate. So I looked into like what sort of things I can add to the popsicle, and corn syrup is what I went with today, as well as xanthan gum for one of the recipes here. And that's gonna hopefully make everything a bit more homogeneous. We'll see how it worked out. But then finally, I also learned that you want to freeze your popsicles pretty quickly. If the faster they freeze, the less time they have to separate and do something weird. So when you're making your popsicle, you want all the ingredients already cold as they can be, before you pop them in the freezer, okay? And my freezer can get really cold. In fact, I set it to the coldest setting to ensure that these things freeze, and freeze fast. Now, I got these popsicle molds right here. In fact, I got a number of them. I've got 3 here, 3 that are in the freezer with frozen popsicles in them. I got them online, they were highly rated, but they aren't fast freezing popsicle molds, which is actually a thing. I didn't get them, I got these. These are great like intro to popsicle molds. I've got them in the freezer sitting on a little platform so that the air can get underneath it so that it freezes all the way from the bottom and quickly. That's the idea, that's what I'm hoping for. So I say we dive right in. We start making some popsicles so we can get to the point where we get to taste them, all right? I'm gonna start with the Arnold Palmer. I am gonna leave all 3 recipes in the description box down below, so feel free to look that over. If they turn out great, you're gonna wanna try making these. If they don't, well, maybe you can tweak them and leave a comment down below. All right, so let's get going. All right, so I'm gonna be blending with my NutriBullet. In fact, most of this video, this bad boy is gonna be out. And this is not a sponsor for NutriBullet. It works really well. So whatever good blender you have at home. Here we go. All right, the Arnold Palmer. So we want black tea, lemon juice, freshly squeezed, a rich demerara syrup, and honey, as well as light corn syrup. This is not high fructose corn syrup. It's gonna make a smoother consistency in the popsicle, and hopefully we won't get those big hard ice shards that you get in homemade popsicles all the time. And then a lemon, we're gonna zest the lemon right in there as well. I'm just gonna build it right in here. I've got 16 ounces of black tea, so it's 2 cups. I used 3 tea bags and let it steep for 5 minutes. Made this at home so it had a chance to chill. Just pour this right into my big cup, or your blender, or whatever it is you wanna use. Just make sure there's enough room in there. Now, to that, we can add the lemon juice. 3 ounces of fresh lemon juice. 1.5 and 3. I'm using 2 sweeteners here. The rich demerara sugar, because I like the toffee notes that you get with it, and honey, because honey and tea goes really well together. Also, this is thick, so this is straight honey. With cocktails, I like to use a honey syrup, so it's thinned out, but we don't want that extra water. So we're going with pure honey. I'm gonna start with the demerara. Let's add 3.5 ounces of the rich demerara, okay? For the straight pure honey, let's add 2.5 ounces of that. This might take a while. 1.5. So it's funny, like the bartender in me thinks, oh God, this is gonna be just awfully sweet. But the popsicle maker in me is thinking this is exactly what we need. There, that makes 2.5 ounces of honey. So now, to hopefully inhibit the big ice shards from forming, we're gonna pour in 1/2 ounce of light corn syrup. Light corn syrup. There's also dark corn syrup, which tastes a lot, I think like molasses or something. You don't want that one. So 1/2 ounce, this stuff is super thick. There we go. And it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor at all. There's a little sweetness, but that's not its job here. So just to bump up the lemon flavor without adding more liquid, I'm going to zest 1 whole lemon right over the top of my mixture to get all those oils in. This is gonna be about a tablespoon's worth of lemon zest. I love the smell. Right in the little zester here. Let's go tap it, tap it, tap. So we'll speed this up because it can take a little while, but what you want in the end is a balled lemon. Okay. So now we can blend it up and then we will pour it into our popsicle molds. Here we go. I will say when I did this for the first time, I was really surprised to see this opaque color. I like to make sure it is thoroughly mixed in, so I will blitz it 3 times. Oh yeah, so here's something. When we blended it up like that, we got a lot of foam on top. I don't want that foam. So here, I'm just gonna get rid of this foam. Now we can go ahead and pour it into our little cups. These are nice because they have a fill line. It's gonna expand a little bit as it freezes. So we don't wanna go all the way to the tippy top, but I'm gonna go to that fill line. For those wondering, these are 3-ounce popsicles. There's gonna be a little extra of this mixture. I'm just removing the foam. I don't know if this is gonna help, but I'm choosing to do this. I've struggled too much with these popsicles. Now we can plop in our sticks, and I'm going to pop this in the freezer, clean this up, and we will move on to the next one. All right, on to the Painkiller. This is our first of boozy pops. So again, the goal here is not to get drunk. Each popsicle is gonna have about 1/2 ounce of booze to it, so it's not, you know, punchy in your face, but it is gonna freeze and it's gonna be a tasty popsicle. So what we've got in here is pineapple. This is pineapple puree, pure pineapple, nothing else. I took whole pineapple, chopped it up, blended it up, and I measured out 9 ounces of it. I also have fresh orange juice, rum. I'm going with Pusser's rum this time, which for an authentic painkiller, apparently you have to use Pusser's rum, but that's a whole nother story for a whole other video we did a while back. This is 42%, by the way. You don't want to go too much stronger than that, otherwise you're going to have freezing issues, I believe. And then we've got nutmeg, because you need to have nutmeg in there. I've got cream of coconut. Here's the deal with the cream of coconut. I was using my homemade recipe that I usually do, and it was separating, and from what I read is I needed to have more fat, more sugar, so I made a different cream of coconut using coconut cream instead of coconut milk. I also increased the sugar. I'll leave a recipe for this down below. It's pretty good. It is actually closer to Coco Lopez, or you could just go get yourself some Coco Lopez. I couldn't find any. So I'm calling it rich coconut. And then I also have a little bit of cinnamon, just a pinch of cinnamon. Again, the light corn syrup, and we're gonna try some xanthan gum this time. It's gonna help keep everything together so it doesn't separate. At least that's the theory. So let's go ahead and build this, shall we? That was a lot I just threw at you. Again, everything will be listed down below. They're just popsicles. So let's start with our pineapple puree. So here we go, 9 ounces of pineapple puree. Now, how about the orange juice? 3 ounces of fresh orange juice, cream of coconut. It's gonna be 5.5 ounces of cream of coconut. Again, this recipe is down below, or you could use Coco Lopez. 1.5, 3, 4.5, one more makes 5.5. See what I mean? Making popsicles is way different than cocktails. You can see why I was confused and troubled. This cream of coconut is pretty tasty though. Where does that leave us? Oh yeah, corn syrup. I'm doing ½ an ounce of the light corn syrup for all of these recipes. I'm really hoping that that's just the right amount. And xanthan gum. You know, I used to think this was called xanthan gum. It says xanthan.
I thought it was xanthan gum too.
Right, that's what I thought.
One of those things where it's cardamom or cardamom.
Yeah, do you say cardamom or cardamom? We just need a little bit here. I'm doing a $1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum right in there. A nutmeg, we need nutmeg, the aromatics. I'm going to, we still got some lemon on here, that's okay. A little brightness never hurt. This is just about $1/4 teaspoon, let's say. I'm gonna eyeball it, just right on top. And then, secret ingredient, ground cinnamon. There we go, just a pinch. Oh, we didn't put any booze in yet. Okay, and the booze, did we? We didn't do this yet, did we? So we're gonna go 3 ounces of rum, nice dark rum. There we are. Now everything's sticky. Now we blend it up. And again, we pour it into our molds. Okay, that should be good. That is very sweet. This is not the painkiller I would serve you if you ordered one from me, but it should make a wonderful popsicle. It's gonna go right in, once again, up to the fill line. As these freeze, this might make a big mess because some of them are going a little over that fill line. Oh, we're making good time. Pop these on, put them in the freezer, clean up again, and then onto our final, exciting, original Mango-Basil Pisco Pop. So meet you back here with a clean bar. Onto our third and final popsicle of the day, the Mango-Basil Pisco Pop. Again, we're gonna use that corn syrup to reduce the ice crystals. And we are gonna use pureed mango. This is 11 ounces. Again, I made this ahead of time, so it's nice and cold. It was actually exactly 2 large mangoes. I think they're called Manila, like the folder. Not the red and green ones. You could use those, that'd be fine. But I got exactly 11 ounces with 2 decent sized Manila mangoes. Then we are gonna need semi-rich simple syrup, 1½ parts sugar to 1 part water, fresh lime juice, pisco. I've got a Peruvian pisco. You can try this with vodka too, or like a light rum. And then basil, fresh basil. We're gonna blend right in there. So as the base, let's start with the mango. This is 11 fluid ounces, not by weight. Oh. Do as I say, not as I do. You know, this would work with other fruits too, I think. I thought about going with peaches, but I really like mangoes. And I didn't grow up with them, growing up in Wisconsin, obviously. There was a time I wouldn't have known the difference between a mango and a papaya. But look at me now. Ooh, starting to sweat. Okay, so now let's add some citrus. I've got 3 ounces of fresh lime juice, right in the mix. Then 4 ounces of the semi-rich simple syrup. There we go. And ½ an ounce of light corn syrup. Again, kind of putting a lot of trust into this corn syrup, you know? I'm not sure how this is gonna work, but I'm putting it in every single recipe. Now the pisco, 3 ounces. And then finally the basil, I'm gonna say 6 to 10 liters. Hey, this is Anders from the future. In hindsight, I would drop back the basil on these popsicles unless you really like basil. So let's go with 3 to 4 basil leaves. And then I'm gonna kind of shred it just to help break that up. I suppose you don't have to, you're gonna blend it anyway, but. And now we can blend it up. So this one, I'm watching the bits of basil and I want to get those really small so it's really well incorporated. Okay, so now let's pour it into our mold. One last time, we'll do this and then we can taste them. Into the freezer, and then the moment we've all been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, popsicles. Okay, Oz, get over here.
All right. Hey. Time for popsicles.
Time for pops. 2 mugs of hot water to help us get the mold off of the popsicle.
To unsheathe.
Yes. First up, the non-alcoholic Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
Grab one.
Okay. Oh, exciting. Ooh, okay. Some inconsistency. I'm not pointing out flaws here, but there's
but you are pointing out
some inconsistency in the coloring. Potential separation. We shall see.
Right, we shall see.
Okay, so we shall unsheath it by.
I'm just going to,
I'll shut up now. Sorry about that. What if the stick comes out?
Yeah, don't force it. Well, there we go.
Hey.
Oh, weird.
Okay.
So there is the Arnold Palmer. As you can see, some tea has settled, so it's gonna be stronger tea flavor at the base.
What
But
the
here,
crap
I'll
is
give you
going
this one.
on? Okay. All
Here you
right.
are.
Wow. Check that out, huh? Here we are. Ooh, I see some ice crystal
I'm seeing
formations.
ice crystals too.
All right, here we go. Oh my God. Okay, it's good. What the heck?
That tastes really good. It's hot in here, so they're melting quickly.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes, you know, when you were a kid, you'd make a popsicle and it would just be like a solid ice cube.
Yeah.
And everything would separate. It's not like that.
Yeah, no, this
Good
is...
job.
Thanks, yeah. It turns to slush in your mouth, which is really nice.
Wait, this is kind of good.
Kind of.
Really good.
I worked really hard on this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, definitely taste the tea,
Yeah.
and you taste the lemon.
Yeah.
Consistency, it is softer than what I was getting previously. There is some separation, so maybe some xanthan gum would work in here. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it.
This is really good, guys. I'm impressed. You do have to kind of eat it fast because it's kind of delicate. Yeah, I want this to be in our freezer all the time. Y'all want some ASMR? This is not creepy. Was that creepy?
How was that?
I'll never do that ever again. Okay, that's delicious. I don't know if we have time to finish all of this. Also, I don't know if I can eat 3 popsicles. Yes, I can, but I don't know if I want to do that right now.
I know we added a lot of sugar, but the flavor is spot on.
This is probably one of the best popsicles I've ever had.
I'm getting down to the dark bit, the tea bit. It's fine, it's not bitter.
No,
It's a little bit more tannic.
yeah, it's a little more tannic. I would still call this a success. We're just sucking these down.
Next. All right,
this is enough
success.
sugar for we're gonna be up.
Yeah, right.
All night
Yeah, this
long.
is more about sugar intake than anything else, really.
Yeah. We're not gonna be drunk. We're just gonna be hopped up on sugar. Yeah.
All right, so we are on to the Painkiller. I'm really excited about this one. This was my biggest failure in all of the trials. So, well, I'm not seeing a whole lot of separation there. That's good.
That looks like a popsicle right there.
Yeah.
Come on, camera. There we are. How
boy.
consistent is that? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, let's see. Can't get it out of the mold. Oh no. Oh no.
The stick is coming out.
Stick is coming out.
It's.
Maybe I forced it to.
You were
Hold on.
too hasty.
Try a different one.
Well, I'm just gonna take my time. Oh, so what are you up to this weekend?
Whoa.
Whoa, that looks like ice cream.
It does look like ice cream. This will melt very quickly, I'm afraid.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, you gotta be careful.
I was careful. I was careful.
Here, take this one.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm gonna go for it. I'm going for it before it melts. Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
There we go. Okay.
Guys, this is not a popsicle. This is a creamsicle.
Creamsicle?
I don't know what that is. What's a creamsicle?
It's like orange and ice cream.
Okay,
this is
it's
kinda-
ice cream. You made ice cream. This is ice cream. It's soft. Are you seeing this?
Whoa, whoa. This is like a pudding pop. Pineapple, coconut, orange. Get a little spice, touch of rum. You can taste the rum.
This is pretty
I think
amazing.
this is pretty good.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this, and I'm pleasantly surprised.
The trickiest part is getting it out of the mold. I'm gonna put these in the freezer though. So far, so good.
Yeah.
This last one might be a bomb, but at least there's 2 decent ones.
I'm putting mine back in the freezer so we can go to the next one because I'm saving mine for later. Next.
All right, final one. This is the one that we blended up and kind of had baby food consistency. This is the
Okay, what's this one called?
the Mango-Basil Pisco Pop.
Mango-Basil Pisco Pop.
Popsicle.
So far, I have not had any luck removing the popsicles from their sheaths.
Yeah.
From their, what are they called? What's a sword thing called? Scabbard?
Scabbard.
From its scabbard.
Oh, you got it. Hey!
Hey! We got her. It's a weird color. One would call that chartreuse, I think.
Yeah, it is kind of chartreusey. Go for it.
Can I?
Yeah, before it melts. Go ahead.
My
Cheers.
tongue is going numb.
Look, that's a question.
Okay, it's a question. I'm gonna let you taste it before I share what I think about it.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Whoa. Definitely get the basil.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's a little heavy on the basil,
Yeah.
I'm getting pesto vibes, but not in like a bad way.
Super interesting. It is bright, acidic. In the recipe, I'm gonna cut the basil in half.
The texture is good. It's soft, and I get everything else. I feel like just the basil is a little overwhelming, but otherwise it's tasty.
I feel like the texture might be the best in this one because it's more like a popsicle. The last one was more like ice cream.
Yeah.
I feel like either I'm going numb to the basil, but I feel like the base of the popsicle, I'm getting more mango than basil. I kind of like it though.
Yeah.
I can pick out the pisco. Like I notice it's there, but it's much more subtle. I would say cut back the basil, but otherwise I do think I like it. I will say this, playing around with these recipes, I've had a whole bunch of ideas. So I think I'll be making more popsicles in the future.
Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed this experience. Anders has been stressing out for the last 2 weeks about these popsicles.
Yeah, I have.
And here we are, a total success.
I'm actually very happy with how they turned out.
Yeah.
Especially seeing where I started. So there it is, popsicles.
Try these recipes.
Try these recipes.
Maybe if there's like a popsicle master in the comments, I don't know. Give us some
I'm
hints.
sure somebody out there has experience with making really good popsicles. If I've missed something, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Thrive Market, for sponsoring today's film. Don't forget your merch, sign up for the newsletter, grab your grenadine, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Goodbye.